Hey everybody, welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place for tips, tools, and strategies. Everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle and to build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today is Monday, and that means we're going to be talking coffee, tea, conversations, and we got a little insightful conversation today all about motivation. Motivation. What's my motivation? How to keep it going, and little tidbits like that. So, welcome to the conversation. Grab your favorite brew, whether it's coffee, tea, water, your beverage of choice. And Sylviana Moore is here with me. Terry Austin will be in shortly. Um, so, Sylviana,
Yes.
let's talk about some motivation.
Motivation. What is motivation?
Oh, ah, so
Mo-
to answer, go ahead, go ahead. You take it away, take it away.
yeah. So I think motivation is what drives individuals, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
motivation is the drive, the ability to take action towards achieving a certain goal. It is used to propel us, right? And for me, I get motivation in so many different things. I know for me, generational wealth is motivation, breaking generational curses is my motivation, making sure that I'm continuously growing is my motivation, right? Um, I think you can have multiple motivations, but I think it's important to have at least one, right? Um,
Right.
and I know today we're talking about motivators. I know we're talking about small wins versus larger wins, or what are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about how to stay motivated through the process because, during the day-to-day tasks and stuff that we have to do, and you can become, is it worth it? Is it worth the time? Because we go to a motivational conference, right? We hear a motivational speaker, we're all rah rah. Yes, I'm walking on hot rocks and I can da 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 da. But then when you get home, okay, wait, I don't know if I want to walk on hot rocks. I don't know if I want to do all that. The motivation was there in the moment. It was the hype, and you're all into it. But then you come and do the day to day work.
Yes.
You need to stay motivated for that day to day work. Uh, so, what motivates you to continue on when the you're no longer at the motivational seminar?
Yeah. I mean, for me, let's just say mentally, I think my motivation is going to be a little less physical, right? I think for me, I am very clear, and let's start there, right? So, being motivated, how do you stay motivated during the process, which is extremely challenging? Entrepreneurship is not a overnight process at all, right? So, it's very important to set clear goals for me, because I am so aware of myself and my goals, that's what keeps me motivated. Continuous progress towards achieving those goals is what constantly keeps me lit, what constantly propels me to keeping the fire burning, things of that sort. Now, when I'm setting clear goals, I'm making sure that they're measurable, okay? I'm making sure that it's something that I can obtain, something that makes sense, something that's achievable. And then also, if I can, I'm breaking those goals into micro goals so that I'm honestly continuing to motivate myself throughout the weeks, right? Because some of these goals are larger goals. Let's say we just want to we want to get funding for our business, or we want to build business credit, or perhaps we just want to register our LLC. Those are all very large processes, right? And so it's
Right.
important to say, I just want to go to the California Secretary of State office, get the paperwork right. That's important. I just want to make sure that I go to the trademark office and make sure that my business name is not already taken right. Those are measurable goals, small wins. And when I do those things and knock those things off my list, I say, okay, I achieved a goal for today. And that gets me excited to keep the process going. I think we need to do a better job of keeping ourselves resilient, but also making sure that we're celebrating. For me, sometimes I have so many things going on, I forget to celebrate my small wins. And that's not good. That's not good.
Yep.
easiest way to burn out. That's the easiest way to get yourself in some type of funk, right? Because again, it's almost as if you're feeling like the goalpost is always moving because you're waiting so long. You're going these large stretches of not celebrating yourself when in all reality, every day is a win. Every day that you're showing up in your business is a win. Every day that you're getting closer to achieving your goals is a win. And so I make sure that I celebrate myself, and that keeps me a little bit more fueled for the process.
Right. And that's what we're talking about today. If doing the celebrating the small wins, celebrating something as insignificant as I call grandma today, that's a win. It could be business related, personal, it could be a personal situation. But whatever it is, you are celebrating that win because that's like you tracking your progress. When you can see the progress, you're more motivated. You're more motivated to continue when you see the progress. So when you noted it down on a note, on a journal, or somewhere when you can see, oh, well, this much money came in. Oh, I did get that deal with the city to accomplish something. When you can see the progress, you are more motivated to continue the process.
Absolutely. And I know you say keep a journal. I love a to do list. I know some people always have, like, what are your top three things? I know we kind of talk about that. Write down your top three things, top of the morning, if not the night before, so that you're prepared, right? But I
Right,
love it's just the feeling of checking that box, crossing it off the list, right? It's a good feeling. And then to go back and say, wow, I did a lot today. I had a productive inflow day.
right. And that is motivating in itself. The to-do list as a journal, that's that you heard it first here at BizTix. The to-do list as a journal, because that technically is a journal. You don't need to write a narrative for each thing unless you want to, but the fact that you wrote down something that needed to get done, you got it done, and then you crossed it off or checked it off, and you can go back and look at that and see how much progress you have made.
Absolutely.
uh, I did a post a while, a couple of years ago, about success is behind you. Your measure, your success, you'll see the evidence of it behind you, not necessarily in front of you. Like we are, I'm going for that, and I'm going. Your success. Look, if you turn around and look at all the things you've accomplished from when you started to now, you can go, "Hey, I've been successful." Yeah, because success is not a destination.
Yes. And I think we have to remind ourselves of everything that we've done up until date. For me, my friend, I'm thankful for my support system, my community to say, no, Sylviana, you are doing great. Give yourself some credit. You've done this, and this year. You did this, and this last year. You've accomplished so much, right? So it's super imperative to keep great people in your corner to remind you to keep moving, to remind you that you're constantly breaking milestones. I know you also mentioned staying organized and creating a plan. I think that's huge, right? Because we tend to not break down these larger processes and we just go right into them, right? And then we're stressed and we're saying, oh my gosh, I don't think I could do this. It feels like you're so far from the goalpost. You're zero from completion, right? And you're feeling like, okay, maybe I just shouldn't have started, right? You have not detailed and developed a plan. And it's important to create a plan where you have your action, your specific actions, and your deadline. Not everything needs to be done today. Not everything needs to
Mm-mm.
be done next week, right? And that's where the goal setting and the small wins come into play. When you have those specific actions with those deadlines, you're crossing your boxes every single day. You have a roadmap to keep you on track and prevent procrastination, right? You know,
Right.
and you're also prioritizing tasks, which I know you said. So that is why it's important to write these things down, guys. Write out the plan. Make it plain.
Very plain. And then stick to the plan. Uh, And don't copy off of somebody else's paper. What's your plan? Right? Because copying off somebody's paper, you don't have their DNA, you don't have their work ethics. And not to say yours are bad or theirs is better. It's just that you are not them. What motivates you? I was looking for ways to organize my bathroom, to clear up clutter and do some things. And so I went to YouTube and I was looking at something and I saw this lady's YouTube. Don't remember her name. I might find it if I later. But she said something very significant that I had not heard in all the organizing stuff that I have been listening to. She said you are either a visual organizer, a detailed organizer, or another organizer. But when she said that, she said visual organizers need to see stuff on where stuff is, out of sight, out of mind for them. So as a visual organizer, maybe you need to see your makeup and stuff. It just needs to be organized, maybe on a shelf on the wall, but you need to see it. It can't be, how some people want to be, they talk about being minimalist and you see nothing on the counter. Some people do not function that way. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So you need to know what kind of organizer are you, or what kind of person are you? Are you visual? Do you need to see your projects on your desk
Right.
to kind of to uh, motivate you for the next thing? So if that's you, figure out a way to make it make it very organized for you, but that you can still see it. Doesn't mean that you have to have every window on your computer open, but maybe you have your task stacked where you can see your task on your computer or your desk. You have organized stacks on your desk. You know what they are, but it worked for you. And then there's the other people who need to have the stuff put away, not seen, but it's organized when you pull out the drawer and it's all pristine and everything is organized in the drawer. Maybe you are the person that's detailed and it's put away. And I thought about that. I was like, oh, what's going to motivate you to keep going? Do you need to see everything? Or are you good to know that if I go to my list and then I go to the drawer, I know exactly where it is? So find out how you work.
Absolutely. And the same thing with, I think, a few of the steps that we've identified, right? Not all of these things for you, it may be maybe celebrating your small wins, your past achievements, getting your mind going, right? Getting yourself excited for the new process, setting clear intentions, maybe reaffirming your positive mindset, right? Tracking your progress to the goal. But for someone like myself, I may be tracking my progress, then celebrating my small wins. It may not be that exact order, and that's okay, right? I was going to bring up the point of sharing your goals with family and friends and your support system. I know some people may say, nah, I'm going to wait, right? Because that may be a motivator for you. It may be a motivator for you to be moving and shaking behind the scenes, making it happen, right? Or it may be a motivator for you to say, okay, no, I've identified, I've told them what I'm doing. I have people who are motivating me, keeping me accountable. I have an accountability partner that I've identified. Perhaps I have a support system, a community like Biz Chicks that are also helping me track my progress. It just depends on you and what you need. Some people require more support, right? And some people are like, nope, I have what I need. I just need to make sure that I have, like you said, that planner, that tracker, right? And I'm making sure that I'm reaffirming myself. I think for me, it just depends on how large the process. If it's something that I've never done before, I like to reach out to people like Miss Francine, reach out to community members in the Biz Chicks to say, hey, am I doing this right? Is there something that I should know before I even start my process, right? Sometimes I may go ahead and get knowledgeable, research before I even identify, okay, what are my steps going to be? I think more than anything, though, it's more important, though, to learn and adapt. As you go throughout your process, these things may change, and
Right.
that's okay. These steps may change. And so I think people need to understand that not everything is a fits all model. These things are all things that you need to implement within your business, within your day to day, but it may not be in this order, right?
Right. And okay, so we talked about celebrating the wins.
Yes.
How you celebrate is important too. What's your way of celebration? Do you get to, okay, I did that, I'm gonna watch Netflix for an hour or so, watch me a Netflix movie, or I'm gonna go and take a walk at the park, I'm gonna buy myself a coffee at the cafe. How do you celebrate your win? You, because you must celebrate. There's a gamification. Some people, you get, okay, every time I make a call to a client and they sign on, I'm going to put that's a star. Because we learned that in school, right? When you got stars and stickers, that's gamification. You got stars and stickers, you collected the stars and stickers, and those stars and stickers, you got to buy a pencil. But it was still a way to keep the kids motivated to continue the learning.
Yes. I like that. And I think, for me, I keep going back to what you asked me at the beginning. What's your motivator? What's your why? And I think whatever that is something you need to hold on to. I think that probably is the first step. Identify your why. Because
Yeah,
that
why
is,
why did I get into this?
why am I even doing this?
Right.
Because,
And if
truth be told, if you sit with yourself long enough, you may realize you may not need to do it, right? So,
and if you don't, you have permission from us to do something different.
absolutely. Be flexible, ready to adjust your plan if necessary. That's
Hmm.
okay. But remembering your why, I think for me, I've done a really good job of aligning my purpose with my passion. So that's why it's something that kind of naturally connects. Find out what your purpose is. Find out what your passions are. What are your why? I more than likely they all connect, right? And remember
Right.
that. Continue to remind yourself of those things, especially when you need a little bit more of a motivator that day. Like I'm doing this for a reason, you
And we
know.
got yes. Yeah, because you need to know the reason why you're doing it. Mark has some comments. He says motivation is an inside job. You can seek inspiration from others, but motivation is a personal responsibility. I like that. Motivation is a personal responsibility, and you need to be driving you. You need to be self driven, is what I'm hearing Mark say from that comment. Don't let oh, I'm inspired by that, but I'm going to drive my own. Then he has another comment. He says, often people lose motivation because they lack clear intentions. Just what you just said, Siliana. What is your why? It may be different every day, smaller pieces of a larger pie. So I like that. What's your why for today?
Yes. Why did you start? And what are you working towards? And
For
has your
today.
why changed for today?
Oh, that's good stuff, Mark. And then he says, yes, but you can only celebrate your wins if you have identified or if you have defined your goals so that you know what the wins might be. Mm. So you know what you're celebrating because so you're celebrating the fact that the new client signed up because that was the goal.
Right.
The new client signing up was the goal. And so you're celebrating that win. You're not celebrating, oh, I got a new pair of shoes. That wasn't the goal. This is good. This is why we have these conversations, um, just to help our community stay motivated.
Yes.
To help you take the hassle out of your hustle. Um, and Terry has a question here. We're going to answer that. What does a win look like to you? My win may not look like Sylviana's win.
Yes.
So we are pushing forward, moving forward, and motivate. And in the word motivate, isn't that like move? Isn't move a base word for motivate? Something to get you to move. I think
Yes.
that's it.
Absolutely. I mean, small wins, like to your point, Miss Francine, is all dependent on you. You can have wins within your personal life, wins within your business, but small wins can be going for a walk, performing a kind act for a friend, a coworker, a family member. I think it's not to stress the size of the accomplishment. That's not important. What's important is recognizing and celebrating it is what matters. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you mentioned a really valuable point, because a lot of us, especially those within the mind, that are African American or within minority communities, some of us are doing these things for the very first time. And that's very scary. So it's so important that you celebrate yourself. It's so important that you continue to redefine your why, continue to push yourself forward. There's a process, I outlined a process that I use, and it's called track, celebrate, and repeat. So you get
Mm.
your win, you identify your small win, you write it down, you document the achievement, you celebrate the achievement. So you take a moment to celebrate your success, right? And then you ride the momentum. You use the positive energy to propel you into the next day. And then you repeat the cycle
I
again
like
and
that.
again and again every day. And I would use maybe the top three goals that we were setting that we talked about prior.
Right, right. And then something that I was listening to, it the motivation is the bricks. It's the thing that you those are the bricks, and consistency is the mortar. So you have to keep going, and you're putting the bricks on, and then you're putting the mortar. The mortar holds everything. You got to be consistent with
Yes.
the goals, with your motivation, like that little sequence you just talked about. And the most important part of that sequence was do it again the next
Repeat.
day.
Mhm. I'm glad you caught that, because you have to remember it's the momentum. It's the momentum that keeps us going. So you have to continue identifying those goals. You have to continue keeping yourself moving, because again, celebrating is almost not celebrating is almost being stagnant,
Right,
right? Not having the goal, not having something to celebrate is you essentially not moving in your process. So as important as it is to identify the goal, is as important as it is to celebrate and repeat.
right. And don't forget that part. Remember to, after the celebration, do it again. This is automated. This is the thing that you keep. Terry has, she says, I love that cycle. And then she says, not celebrating can undermine your success. Wow.
Absolutely.
Mark has another comment. He says, one of the primary reasons people often feel stuck or unmotivated is because they have forgotten who they are. The challenges that you face now are no greater than the ones you have already overcome.
Absolutely. Check your receipts. Check your receipts. Come on, y'all. I'm sure you've overcame something.
Something, something you've overcome, and you can go, huh,
Right. But you know
no, we
what's
did.
funny, Miss Francine? I was talking about a couple of years ago when I was doing my event series, and I was doing it by myself without my team. Not what I was doing here in Sacramento here recently, but years ago, like 2019. I mean, I was going to several different states by myself, promoting the events, setting them up. I mean, doing the full nine. And when it was time for me to, because I had a gap in time when we were not doing events, when it was time for me to execute my brunch and business series, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to find that strength, that motivator that I had in 2019, that I like literally I was feeling like I had an outer battle experience. Like, how are you doing that, girl, by yourself? You have to remember who you are. Like, okay, if I did it before, I know I can do it again. I know I
Hmm.
haven't stepped into this position in a while. I know I haven't, stepped up to a challenge in a while. I know I haven't set a goal in a while, but I got this, right? It's a
Hmm.
of who you are. And I think in that, I wanted to mention my testimony, because in that moment, I really felt like I couldn't do it. Like, I cannot do this. I don't know. I'm tired. I don't know how I was doing it before. And to Mark's point, you forget who you are. You forget who you are. You forget where you came from. And you forget that you have not only defeated and accomplished these challenges, but more and harder ones, right?
Right. Wow. Um, so with that being said, and you're going back and you're doing it again, and you're reminding yourself what mountains you've already tackled and the things you've already done. What will you do today? What will you celebrate today? What win? What are you going to get back into? And with your brunch and business, if y'all have not experienced a brunch and business from Sylviana Moore and the Pro Logic, um, is it Logic Pro? Logic Pro.
Yes,
Okay, cool. Logic Pro. If you haven't experienced that, you need when it comes up, you need to be there. Just saying,
absolutely.
you need to be there.
And I know we have a Biz Chicks event coming up too.
Right, first Monday is coming up, and we're looking to do a block party at our offices where you can come and display share who you are, what you do with the community, and we'll put that information into the chat. We'll copy and paste that into there. I don't know if Terry can drop that in the comments. And Terry Lena says sometimes we are trying to be too many people. And then Mark says the gifts, skills, and characteristics that you use to overcome those goals are not only still with you, they are seasoned with wisdom and experience. Mm,
Absolutely.
well, he meant to overcome those obstacles. Yeah, so you have the skills. What did you have say? You had the receipts. Oh, you look at the receipts. Oh, wait, I did that. I did that. I did that. So yeah, so the business and brunch is something you need to be connected to. Our block party is another something that you need to be connected to, and you also need to check out Mark's podcast, the 4 minute mark. Come on now, y'all. 4 minutes. You guys got 4 minutes to get you if you need inspiration or a reminder or sometimes a little kick in the pants to help. Oh, you know what? I could do Mark has a 4 minute mark. 4 minutes. And okay, so find out more information about Brunson Business at the Prodigy on Instagram and Facebook. So that's there. And yeah, you need to do this. This is something that's going to help you. That's why we are here. We are here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. And Mark said his oh, he's taking a break until fall, but there are several episodes already up. And even if you have listened to them before, how do we get that favorite song into your mind? You put it on repeat, right? Over and over. Sometimes we don't need a whole lot of new information. We need to take the information that we had and put it on repeat.
Y'all better sip your tea coffee. Miss Francine is preaching this morning.
And put it on repeat.
Put it on repeat. Check the receipts and put it on repeat.
Hmm. We want to thank you so much for tuning in with us today for this coffee tea conversation. Um, we just appreciate all of you who have stepped in here, took some time out of your day. We trust that you got something out of this. Don't sleep on celebrating your wins. Don't sleep on that. It is very important to celebrate the littlest win. You got up out of bed today. You made some progress. You went toward your goal. You did something. You came here and hung out with Biz Chicks. Celebrate that win. Then tell somebody else to come and check us out and celebrate again. We want to hear about what you do. We want to celebrate you. We want to tell others about you. So we want you to become a part of the Biz Chicks community. And you can do that by going to bizchicks.net, or you can join Biz Chicks by texting Biz to 33777. And as we said, we've got First Mondays coming up. Um, if you're in the BizChicks community, you will be getting a notification via email and or text. But we want to say thank you for joining us. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Anything else you'd like to share before we take off, Sylviana?
If anything, guys, I like to be in your business. Make sure you drop in the chat or in the comment section on BizChicks Facebook page what your small win is for today. Let's get
Oh,
into it, right? Let's implement what we're learning. So if it has not happened, if you have not gotten to the gym or gotten an early start or maybe checked off something off your list already, no worries. But make sure you drop it in the comment today what your small win is so that we can celebrate with you.
hey, that works. Now she's preaching. Okay, we having church up in here. Mark, Carolina, and all you who are watching live, all those of you who are watching on the replay, thank you for doing so. We will see you tomorrow. Terry Johnson online coming in from New York City with marketing talks. And then Wednesday, Coach Karen from Toronto, Canada, all about money mindset. Robin Shimizu right here from Sacramento, California with Happy Healthy Habits. And then Friday, we are talking tech with the Tech Divas. We're going to be, there is so much happening in social media, and in tech in general. You need to stay tuned so you have a safe place to hear about what you need to be doing with your technology. So we'll see you real soon. Thank you for tuning in and make sure to celebrate your win today. Have a great one, everybody.